Tell me what caused you to want to invest in a workshop, even though you're doing boot camp and Weight Watchers and all that other good stuff.
Well, that's true. Boot camp, great exercise, Weight Watcher, all about nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
But those are just two components. And for years and years, I have had an issue with eating. That sounds, obvious, but eating for the wrong reasons. And I often say I eat for lots of reasons, and one of which is hunger. I tried to feed so many of my emotions with food. And when I heard about the weight loss workshop that you were offering and how it was going to deal with the emotional part of losing weight, which is such a huge part of that equation, I had to be a part of that.
There's not a whole lot of that offered, from what I understand, in the area. So it's
No,
something that,
not at all. In fact,
but it's greatly needed.
I've not heard of any other workshop like what you offered. And it was amazing because we delved into topics that aren't normally discussed. It had nothing to do with exercise. It had very little to do with nutrition as far as how many calories to eat or something like that. Although Jen did offer some very good, solid tips on what to do. For instance, using a smaller plate to limit the amount of food. So some real solid weight loss tips, but the majority of the time was spent on why do we eat what we eat, and why are we trying to use food as a tool to solve all of our problems or issues.
And not really, you're not necessarily even eating to feed your emotions, but you were eating to numb or suppress your emotions.
Exactly. Whether I was angry or stressed or very sad, I would use food, and for a brief moment that would, as you say, numb my emotions. But then it was a vicious cycle
Still
because
all there.
Then I would feel so guilty, and that would lead to other emotions, and what would I do? I would eat again. So during this workshop, we talked about those sorts of things. We figured out what we can do to feed our needs other than food.
Right. And what those needs really are.
Exactly.
To actually identify them is a big thing.
Yes.
Right.
Which I had never connected that before. So I absolutely loved it. And truthfully, even though I've gone to one, I will go to another one because it's just fabulous reinforcement.
Yeah.
And practice, and you learn something new all the time.
What would you say to someone who's maybe on the fence, worried about giving up their entire weekend, spending hundreds of dollars, and this type of thing? It's kind of scary, but
it's an investment in you, and you will reap the benefits unlike any other thing that you could do for yourself. You're with other amazing women. Johnny and Jen are so supportive that it really is worth the time. The time goes by like that. It's worth the money. It really isn't very expensive when you think about other amounts of money you might spend on weight loss. Make the investment in you.
Cool. Well, it's been so much fun seeing your progress.
Thank you.
You're an inspiration to everyone else that.
And Johnny, I know exercise is a small part, but man, St. Louis Fitness Boot Camp is amazing too, and I wouldn't have met you if I didn't go there.
Oh,
so.
Thanks for the shameless plug. I appreciate it. Checks in the mail. Thanks. Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Okay.